The release of Cantarella on the character roster provided us with one of the best buffers for Havoc Rover due to the 20% Havoc damage amplification that she can grant to any resonator that triggers her outro skill. But some of you guys may be asking why not use Donjin instead, since she provides better buffing and there's a high chance that most players will have her on their account. But we'll get into that very shortly. If you're new here on the channel, welcome to another video that belongs to the Synergy Breakdown series, where we test how different resonators have unique synergies with each other to offer you more variety in terms of team compositions that you can have at your disposal to save you time and money in the process. In today's video, we'll be diving deeper into why you should even play this team in the first place, how they work together, tips and tricks that you can use, and lastly a step-by-step guide on their rotations. Before we proceed any further, here's a quick rotation showcase of this team composition in the Tower of Adversity.
Oh, from the heart. Astromodulation. Labor frequency sink into the endless deep. Ascend from depths. Endless liberty. Nowhere to hide. Non-stop whisper. Wonderful sound.
If you're enjoying the content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe because it helps me out more than you know. Now let's get into why you should even play this team in the first place. Unlike other gacha games where the main character of the story feels like a joke when being used in combat, playing Havoc Rover in Withering Waves will make you realize that Kuro has redefined the definition of a main character that is free for every player to use, because Havoc Rover is insanely powerful to the point that you don't even need Camellia, who's undoubtedly the strongest Havoc DPS that we currently have in the game. To make it even better, every player can obtain Sequence 6 after the Silent as a Falling Leaf story quest, which gives Rover 25% crit rate when they are in the Dark Surge state. This is a game changer because it's pretty annoying if the Liberation that makes up a decent portion of their damage source doesn't crit, and it increases Rover's DPS significantly since you'll mostly be doing damage in the Dark Surge state, so don't sleep on Havoc Rover. But in terms of buffing capabilities, the best buffers for Havoc Rover is undoubtedly Rocha and Donjin. Donjin provides 23% Havoc damage amplification, which is 3% more than what Cantarella provides, and she gains 50 concerto energy when you use the Chaos Cleave heavy attack from her forte, which can reduce her fill time quite significantly. So you just need to fill at least half of her forte stacks and use a heavy attack to fully fill her concerto energy. But this will significantly reduce Donjin's personal damage, and she also lacks a wide area of effect capabilities when compared to Cantarella, who can deal about 100k damage with her Perception Drain forte skill while using String Master in a large area of effect, which can significantly improve your clear times. And Donjin's masochism might be a bit difficult for casual players to handle. Rocha also provides 20% Havoc damage amplification similar to Cantarella, and 25% basic attack damage amplification for the next resonator that activates her outro skill. The basic attack damage amplification is really good on Havoc Rover because of the decent multipliers on the Umbra basic attacks from the Forte circuit, and Rocha provides crowd control capabilities, which helps Rover a lot due to their small area of effect when doing damage. But I'm pretty sure majority of you guys might not have Rocha on your account because she was introduced in the game quite early, before Whimpering Waste or Weewa became an official endgame mode, which significantly reduced her pull value at that time. So if you don't have Rocha on your account for Havoc Rover, Cantarella is your best pick among Havoc damage buffers that we currently have in the game. Now that we've covered why it's worth it to play Havoc Rover and Cantarella together, let's dive deeper into how they work together. The second part of Cantarella's outro buff, which amplifies resonance skill damage, is not entirely useless on Havoc Rover because the resonance skill Life Taker, which becomes available when Rover enters the Dark Surge state with a heavy attack when they have full forte stacks, has a decent multiplier at level 10, and from my Tower of Adversity runs, you can easily pop 50k damage from the skill alone when you have Cantarella's Ultra buff. Also, unlike Jinxie, who is terrible at regenerating resonance energy for the entire team due to her low field time for doing damage, pairing Cantarella with Havoc Rover significantly reduces Cantarella's resonance energy requirement due to the 10 seconds duration of the Dark Surge state, which can be extended further by 2 seconds if you use resonance skill Life Taker, so Rover can regenerate a decent amount of resonance energy for the entire team by spending more time on the field to do damage. The best part is that with the addition of Nightmare Crownless, you can increase Havoc Rover's DPS and increase their resonance energy regeneration at the same time with a simple trick that I found while testing this team composition. Nightmare Crownless has 3 charges that you can use at a time, which looks like this.
One with the sounds.
You can see that it takes a while for Rover to exit the transformation animation every time you use the Echo skill, but what the game does not tell you is that every time you use Nightmare Crownless, it resets your mid-air dodge, so what you can do instead to speed up the process is to dash whenever the transformation begins, like this.
One with the sounds. One with the sounds.
This can increase Rover's DPS per rotation while recovering a little bit of resonance energy not only for themselves but for Cantarella as well, so you don't need to use an energy regen 3 cost on Cantarella when using her with Havoc Rover. However, keep in mind that this is only useful against big targets, and the third Echo skill will most likely miss the enemy as well, so you can fall back a little bit to the ground and use the third Echo skill, but you can cancel the animation with Shorekeeper's intro skill, as you guys can see right here. Now let's cover her build. For Cantarella, I tested Moonlit and Midnight Veil. Rover's nuke damage with Midnight Veil was 226k damage and Moonlit was 233k damage, but as you guys can see right here, even though Rover was doing much higher damage with Moonlit, the clear time for Midnight Veil was much faster, and this is because Lorelei's transformation deals decent damage. Midnight Veil also increases Cantarella's personal damage due to the Havoc damage and basic attack buffs from Lorelei, the 10% Havoc damage bonus from the 2-piece effect, and the outro nuke damage from Midnight Veil that she does whenever she uses an outro skill, so her personal damage really makes a difference with Midnight Veil when playing her with another Havoc DPS character. For the stats, go with crit rate or crit damage on Lorelei, depending on whatever that you're lacking. The 3 cost will be double Havoc damage bonus. Don't use energy regen 3 cost because the rotation I'm about to show you guys ensures that she will never run into resonance energy issues, and I had only 118 energy regen, as you guys can see right here from my stats. The 1 cost will be attack main stat. Here's the build that I'm currently running on Havoc Rover and Shorekeeper. Here is a simple graphical representation of what you need to do when Cantarella is on the field. We first start by using Shorekeeper's skill. Swap to Cantarella and use our Liberation. Using it early here ensures that we get it back early in the next rotation. Use Cantarella's skill for a little bit of resonance energy regeneration. Swap to Rover and use our Liberation and skill. Here, the reason we use the Liberation early is because of Shorekeeper's energy regen buff, so we can get it back after the intro from Cantarella by doing the heavy and basic attack combos. Swap to Shorekeeper and fill her concerto energy by doing basic attacks and consuming her stacks with a heavy attack. Use our Liberation if you have at least 75% of her concerto energy filled up, Echo skill, and intro with Cantarella. Now you should have full forte stacks, as you can see right here, so heavy attack to enter the Mirage state, skill to apply Hazy Dream, do 3 basic attacks to pop the bubble, and use the Perception Drain skill to do big damage, which also applies Hazy Dream. Now basic attack again to pop the bubble, use the Lorelei Echo skill, which can be used in mid-air, and intro with Havoc Rover. Use her skill to fully regenerate her forte stacks, and heavy attack to enter the Dark Surge state. Use her skill, 1 heavy attack, and spam basic attacks to finish a full combo. Finishing a full heavy attack plus basic attack combo combo ensures that you can gain the 40% Havoc damage bonus from the Havoc Eclipse Sonata effect. Now you can use her liberation. Here I couldn't gain all the stacks from the Havoc Eclipse due to the constant dodges I had to do to evade damage, which is why the liberation hit 203k damage, but in the second rotation, the damage was 226k damage. It'll be a really good quality of life change if Kuro implements a way to visualize the stacks that we get from Sonata effects in the future. When the Dark Surge state is about to end, use your Echo Skill, dash, Echo Skill, dash, and Echo Skill again, but cancel the animation with Showkeeper's intro skill. Use your skill, but before you use your liberation, swap back to Rover and use your skill to regenerate 40 stacks. Now swap back to Showkeeper, use your liberation, Echo Skill, and intro to Cantarella. Now Cantarella has crit rate and damage amplification buffs from Showkeeper, so use your liberation, which will hit much harder than the first rotation. Now repeat the rotation by using heavy attack, skill, basic attacks, perception drain skill, basic attack again to pop the bubble, Echo Skill, and intro with Havoc Rover. Keep in mind that Rover needs 2 skill cast and an intro skill to fully fill her forte stacks as showcased in this rotation. That'll be all for Cantarella and Havoc Rover character breakdown. Let me know if you have any issues while trying out this team composition. And if YouTube got it right, you should like this video that pops up on your screen. So be sure to give it a watch and join our Discord community if you're having any issues with the game or you just want a place to chill or hang out. Link will be in the video description. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.